Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my Florida garden. So in today's video, we are gonna be doing some more fall garden cleanup. If you followed along over the last few weeks, you know that we've pretty much wrapped up all the fall garden cleanup in my front yard, but I have yet to start in my side yard native wildflower garden or my backyard. So let me spin you around and I'll show you our work area for today. So we're gonna start the video here in my side yard. This is my native wildflower garden. All of these plants are native to Florida. I've got calamint, I've got echinacea, there's wild petunia, there's Stokes asters, among many others. I've also got this passion flower vine. It's massive. I'm training it to grow along this low fence, but you can see it's kind of going in all directions. There's this arm or this vine reaching out over here. I'm gonna cut that off. So yeah, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna trim back all the dead growth. You can see this black-eyed Susan here is all crispy. We'll get that one cut back. I'm also gonna rake the pine needles. I've got this massive pine tree here in my side yard, and this time of year it drops all of its needles. But instead of raking them up and throwing them away, I just push them into the beds here and use them as mulch. We're also gonna pull the weeds. There's a handful of weeds. It's not too bad. In prior years, it's been awful over here with the weeds. I'm also gonna come over here and we are gonna pull this dahlia. This dahlia here is all done, clearly. It should have probably come out weeks ago. I'm also gonna use my handsaw and trim up the older dead fronds on my dwarf Cavendish banana plants here. I'm gonna just chop and drop. I'll shred up these dead leaves and drop them all over the base of these plants. It will help put the potassium right back into the soil. It'll help feed the plants. I did a whole video a few weeks back when I did the chop and drop method over on this side with this little banana grove. I'll tag that video in the description if you want to learn more about chop and drop method. I'm not going to go into all the details, but you'll at least see me cutting these ones back, chopping and dropping those dead fronds. I'm also going to come in and pull out, or probably have to cut these out. These are all suckers from this, I think this is a camphor tree right here. Big tree that hangs out over my back patio, provides lots of shade in the summertime, but you can see it has all the little saplings coming up from around its base. Next, we'll come in here and we will pull the rest of my carrots. I've got carrots in here. I planted these last year, and these are still the ones that are remaining. They made it through the summer, which is crazy because they are a cool season crop, but we'll get this area cleared out. Again, I'm also going to rake up these pine needles and just push them into the beds here, clean it up a bit. Same thing over here on my patio. I'm just gonna rake up the pine needles, probably use the leaf blower to really clean this area up. And then lastly, we are gonna pull all my pepper plants. So I've got this bell pepper here that is done for the season. I've got a jalapeno plant here that looks a little better. I'll probably be able to cut some of those jalapenos off to eat, but I think I'm just gonna pull the plant. And then this right here is a Cajun bell pepper. They've got smaller peppers than the regular bell pepper. But yeah, I'm gonna pull all these out, clean these up. I don't have soil to kind of top off these beds, but you can see the soil finally settled in all these beds from when I originally installed them last year. And then we will wrap up by, I guess, using the leaf blower over here too and just cleaning up the walkway. So let me put you guys back on the tripod and we will get going on today's projects. Also, really quick, I forgot to mention that I started the morning off camera cleaning up my container hoard. So I got rid of quite a few. I saved the ones that I use the most. I had probably 3 times as many containers, which is a little ridiculous. I don't know if any of you are like me, but I find use in these plastic containers from the garden center. I use them to start seedlings, especially these ones here. These are my favorite, hence why I saved so many of them. And then I also like having these larger containers to use as well. And then I also went through my backyard and picked up some of the palm tree fronds that had fallen off my palm tree, along with some of the kind of medium-sized branches. So I actually already started the cleanup process, but I'm gonna take you along for all the other stuff I just talked about. So now let me set you up on the tripod and we'll get going. All right, so I don't know if it looks better or worse. You can see I've uncovered the pathway here. I still need to get in here with the leaf blower. I think I'm gonna leave the leaf blowing for the very end. So I'm gonna clean up all the areas and then I'll get the leaf blower out and really clear off these areas. But at least I uncovered the pathway. I trimmed back all of the plants here. Everything is just sleeping for winter, so there's not really much to look at. You can see this bed over here. Looks good, all the dead plants are gone. So now let's move on over here. We'll pull the dahlia and we will work through trimming up my dwarf Cavendish banana plants. So that was simple enough. I actually really didn't have to shred up these leaves too much because they are all pretty small. I tore up some of the larger ones off of this bigger plant here, but like I said, these dried up leaves will break down and they'll add a ton of nutrients, especially potassium. Banana plants are full of potassium, so it'll add a ton of nutrients back into the soil so that these plants can continue to thrive. I also went through and pulled some weeds and cut back some of the saplings, but I still have to do this area. So let's cut back pull all the weeds, cut back the saplings, and then we will pull out all of the remaining carrots out of my carrot bed. I'm actually really excited to see what these carrots look like. Hopefully they're big and beautiful, but we will soon find out. And then really quick, I wanted to mention I left these little vinca plants, periwinkles. They self-seeded. I don't know where they came from. I feel like I might have had vincas in my porch containers maybe 2 summers ago. For whatever reason, I've got 4 plants coming up. So you got the 3 here and then the 1 here that's already flowering. So I figured I'd leave them here because they're adding a little bright spot here in my backyard. I'm all sweaty and gross, but look at this little air plant. It must have fallen out of my pine tree here. I'm gonna tuck this into a pot up on my front porch and see if I can keep it growing. Alrighty, so we've got one more area done. So now we can move on to pulling out my carrots. I brought this bowl outside earlier. We'll just pull these carrots. We'll put them in the bowl. So let's get to pulling. That's sad. Oh no, they're like little guys. Little medium-sized one. That's a weed. I did not have luck with these carrots this year. I don't know. What's your favorite variety? Anybody watching? What's your favorite variety of carrots to grow? I've done the carnival carrots in the past, the multicolored ones, and they were good, but they grew like little baby carrots. These were supposed to be larger. Like I said, they've been in the ground for like a year. This is probably the most anticlimactic little carrot pull video that you probably have ever seen. That one's good. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know if I'm even getting these in frame. I'm like trying to hold the phone, pull the carrots. So that doesn't even look edible. I half expected this to go this way. Because like I said, these are very old carrots. I don't think I'm gonna save these. I'm gonna put these in the green waste bin. So sorry if that was anticlimactic for all of you, but we've cleaned the bed nonetheless. I'm gonna stack those bricks off camera. Let's move over here real quick. Next, and I'm just going to quickly pull the weeds here, and then I'll rake off the pine needles on the walkway, and then we will move on to the porch here. We'll rake those pine needles off, and then we will pull those pepper plants. Okay, so we did the first pass with the rake and got a lot of those pine needles off the walkway and into the planting beds to use as mulch. Made some good progress here on the back porch, as well. I still need to get in here, like I said, with the leaf blower to really clean this whole area up, but I think it is a huge improvement so far. I also need to get some soap and water out and clean off my little table and chairs, but that will be a project for a different day. I am exhausted. So let's just quickly finish up here by pulling my pepper plants. I'm just gonna cut them off right at the ground level and leave their roots in the soil. The roots will decompose and add nutrients back into the soil. Like I said, I still need to top these beds off. Anyways, and then we will rake off this little pathway here, and then we will finish up by using the leaf blower to really give everything a good, clean, fresh look. So let's get to it. And there we go, all done. This bed is cleared of those pepper plants. It's ready for something new. I need to get in here and plant up all 3 of these beds. And then really quick, since we are out here, I figured we'd also cut back my lemongrass plant. So let me go grab my hand pruners and we will get that cleared out as well. Good as new. It is ready to go for another season. It smells so incredibly good. It's like fresh cut lemon. Okay, so we are now done with my rake. I got the walkway here cleared off. It looks a lot better, but it'll look so much better once I get in here with the leaf blower. And then I also went through and raked up a lot of the fallen, dead leaves off of my Hawaiian tea plants, which, if you missed my short the other day, they're blooming. So these plants bloom for me every fall and winter. They've got these beautiful little bloom clusters, bloom panicles. You can see they're like a light pink, pinkish white, and then you can see the yellow stamens there. But these plants are just loaded up with beautiful blooms. Hopefully they're coming through on camera. And the bees love them. You can see a little honeybee. Where is he? I saw him moving. Yeah, hopefully you can see them. Yeah, so these plants are, I don't know, 10 years old. I planted them back in like 2016, and they are massive. And every fall and winter, they just get loaded up with these beautiful bloom panicles. So these ones on this side, there's 2 different varieties. There's these ones here, which are more of like a deeper red color. And then these ones over here have a lot more like hot pink. So these ones here on the left bloom first. And then these ones over here start to bloom around January. So in the next few weeks, I should be getting another round of blooms over here on this side. So let me go grab my leaf blower and we will blow off the walkways, blow off the patio, blow off this walkway, and then clear this pathway. It'll take just a few seconds, so let's get it done. So there we go. My pathways are all blown off. This area looks so much better. The whole backyard looks so much better. I also removed all the bricks that I had here and I stacked them neatly off camera right here. If you come over here, you can see how good the patio looks. Everything is so cleaned off. I feel like a weight has lifted. I've been staring at this mess for several weeks now, knowing that I needed to get out here and get it done, and I'm so glad that I did today. You can see here how nice this pathway is looking. Again, the beds are all cleared out. And then if we come over to the wildflower garden, you can finally see the walkway here. It's not a pretty walkway. It's barely functional. You can see how the tree roots have broken it, but it's a walkway nonetheless, and it looks a lot better when it is cleared. So here's a view from this angle. So yeah, I'm so happy that I got out here and tackled this project today. It's one more thing off the to-do list for my fall garden. So I'm all sweaty and gross. I need to go inside and take a shower and cool off, but I hope you enjoyed this fall garden cleanup video, and hopefully I've inspired you to do some fall garden cleanup in your own garden too. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.